Hello, it is 2 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. This is the first time I've vlogged in so many weeks. I think I've been like skipping a couple of vlogs. I can't remember like what the upload that I've done, but I've been like skipping a few, or I might have had like 2 back to back recently or something like that. They've been a little bit all over the place because obviously I've moved in with Jake. Sorry, I'm like looking at this dog and it's the cutest thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. So yeah, I moved in with Jake. I've been moved in with him now for, is this the 3rd week? I think this is the 3rd week that I've been with him now. Like the whole of October I've been with him. I haven't filmed a single video. I've had a lot of content filmed for you guys, so hopefully there shouldn't have been like a massive gap. It might have been like a week gap at most between a couple of videos and things like that. But yeah, this is like the first vlog back living at Jake's, and it's so different. It's just really weirdly different. I'm actually going back to my mum and dad's house, back to my family home. Is my door open? It sounds like my door's open. I can hear cars, but oh no, the back window's not closed. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yes, I remembered. So off to my parents' house to visit them every Friday afternoon. I kind of just go around for a cup of tea. Kind of like, I think my mum misses me sometimes, so I'm just kind of like every week going over there for a cup of tea. I would have liked to have gotten over there about an hour ago, but I had to do something for work. I'm currently obviously like doing my university stuff as well, like university started up again, so I'm doing like a project where it links in with my work. So the uni project is for my work and the work is for my uni, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like intertwined. So I was doing a little bit of work for that for universities. I've got a hand in on Monday, so I probably need to do a little bit more of that. But I'm gonna go see my mum just for, you know, 3 hours, say, like leave there at 5. Like I said, it's nearly 2 o'clock now. It's like literally like a couple of minutes away from being 2 o'clock. So I want to go to mum and dad's, see them for 3 hours, and then go back home. The spare room, the studio, the filming studio, is, well, yeah, I'd say like a 95% finished now. I've just got to do a few touches. All the furniture's in properly, it's painted, you know, like my desk is in, lights are up. I've just got to do a few, well actually my lights aren't up, one is. I've got to do a few final touches of just like what I want the background to look like. I've now got 2 filming backgrounds, which is so awesome. When I was at my parents' house, I just sat on my bed because it was like the way my room was. I could have filmed 2 ways, and the second way had the window behind me, and it would have just been like this now, like just bright white, and I just didn't like that. So I only really had the wall my bed was against as a backdrop. Like that was the only backdrop I could have really had, to be honest. Otherwise everything would have been a bit of a jaunty angle. Like I'd have been sitting in front of a door, or I'd have been sitting in front of a window. It wouldn't have been great. So that was the only other angle I had for filming. But now I'm at Jake's, the room has like 2 angles that I can film at, which I'm really excited. So I feel like I can switch my videos up a little bit depending on the content. So like videos I'll be applying makeup, I can have like my makeup background, and then other videos that aren't anything to do with makeup, or I'm just talking, things like that, I can have the other background. And yeah, I'm really obsessed with it. I've got some lovely prints to go on the wall. I've got some frames for them and everything. What is happening here? Okay, yeah. I've got some frames for them. They're beautiful. I'm just waiting on some command hooks to, well actually that's a lie. I've got my command strips. So if you ever use command hanging strips, they are the best thing that has kissed this earth when it comes to hanging things on the wall. They are the best. I've even command stripped my nail polish racks. That's how much I love them. But the problem is the frames that I bought don't, like, the frame doesn't touch the wall, which is nice if you're hanging something up because it would sit flush with the wall. However, with a command strip, you need the frame to touch the wall in order to have that zippy contact. What the hell has happened here? Why is it so busy coming back this way? That's concerning. Noted. Okay, So yeah, well, I keep getting like really squirrely because I haven't vlogged in so long, I haven't filmed in so long, I keep getting really squirrely. So yeah, so I had to, honestly, such a DIY project, it is actually almost embarrassing. I've had to get some cardboard, some really thick cardboard, you know, like the proper corrugated cardboard. Corrugated, is that the right word? Corrugated cardboard, and super glue a piece of cardboard in each corner in the inside of the frame to put the command strip on to like boost up so that that's actually touching the wall. So I'm actually waiting on an Amazon order for some more super glue because I went through a whole 3-gram tube of super glue trying to basically stick my prints to the wall. It's just been a bit of a catastrophe, but I've worked my way around it. I think it's okay. I've never known anyone else ever super glue their frames practically to the wall. I haven't super glued it to the wall, but what a drama. I didn't think it through, but I think when it's up on the wall, it'll be fine. I've already got one of them up and it's like stuck fine. So I'm hoping that it'll be fine. I'm hoping that it'll all be fine. So yeah, that's my life. Finished work at 2 today, like I said. Well, finished work at 1:30. So yeah, I've not really done a lot today apart from that. I visited the parents. Dad's got Walking Dead, like the episode that they didn't air for ages, recorded on his planner, so I haven't got any earrings in. So anyway, I think I'm going to go watch Walking Dead with him. So that's like one of the hours taken up. And then Mum and I are going to go through a bit of the loft and just go through some stuff and get rid of a few bits. I think because I've moved out, like Mum's been sort of going through our loft, decluttering, donating things to charity, putting things in the bin, selling things if they're worth selling, you know, like when I say selling things I mean like brand new things that have practically never been touched, and then storing things in better boxes and organising things that we want to keep, you know, things like, for example, my first dolly or my Build-A-Bears. I mean, I actually still have my Build-A-Bears out. I have them out in my room still, but like in my home bedroom. But I don't want to get rid of my Build-A-Bears. Like that was a proper, what is going on? Why is this person going 2 miles an hour? I don't want to get rid of my Build-A-Bears. Like, they're so precious to me. They bring me such good memories. I bought my Build-A-Bears when we went to America, when we saw our family in America, and that was like the first Build-A-Bear that I ever got. I have 2, and I got them both in America on like 2 trips. Check me, Miss Middle Class, I've got a Build-A-Bear. But I have like loads of little outfits, like little Hannah Montana outfits when I was, well, I still am obsessed with Miley Cyrus, but I was obsessed with Hannah Montana, like I was a stan. So like all those little things, they just bring such good memories, and I couldn't possibly get rid of them. So Mum has been working very hard on the loft and just like the general crap in the house, you know, just like the general stuff. So she's been doing that, and I was obviously moving out, so a lot of stuff has left that house, and I think my brother is currently using my bedroom as his storage room, which is fine with me. I don't care, like I'm not in that room anymore. I think he's using my wardrobe as his like coat and jacket closet, because that boy has a lot of coat and jackets, a lot of coat and jackets. Like I thought I had a lot, but he has a lot. They're like his thing. So yeah, that's about it. I don't know how much I'll be vlogging when I get to my parents' house. If I vlog a lot, I will obviously vlog it, but if I don't, I don't. I feel very awkward. It's really weird, but I feel like because I never vlogged in front of my family at home, like I always took myself away, or I vlogged without talking, you know, like it would be something that I wouldn't put audio over. I feel really awkward vlogging in front of Jake, and it's not that I feel awkward vlogging in front of him as such, because I have done in the car. I just feel like he will be sitting there just like side-eyeing me, talking about a load of crap that probably no one really cares about. So, and also it's difficult to know the line of like what to share and what not to share. Like I don't know what he does and doesn't want me to share. Obviously it is still his home, so it's quite difficult. Like I think he's obviously more than happy for me to share like obviously the spare room where I'll be filming and everything, but it's a little bit difficult when it comes to like vlogging and things like that. But I don't know. I'm planning on carving a pumpkin this weekend as well. That's like on the agenda. I've got a big pumpkin and I intend on taking the innards and making a pumpkin pie. I'm going to cut it up and just freeze it just to begin with. But a pumpkin pie and some pumpkin stew. I think that's kind of what I want. Not stew, sorry. Pumpkin pie and a pumpkin soup. That's what I intend making it, or intend on making some of it with. I do love a good winter warmer soup, you know, with like lentils, potato, pumpkin. It's good, it's good. So yes, I don't know what else to say really, apart from that's what I'm doing today, and I have a few plans this weekend. I want to see if I can start filming this weekend. That'd be really great. And I'm really excited. So yeah, I will check back in with you when I've got more of an update. Hello, just as I thought. I don't know if it's a bit low lit right now, but I'm very sorry about it. It is just gone 6. Just finished with my parents. I've just finished with them. 1 minute, let me turn. Yes, so just been with my parents. It was lovely. I actually stayed for more. I was going to leave at 5ish, but you know, it is what it is. Time got away from us. We were doing things like the whole time. It's not like I didn't even sit down and really chat about like life. We were just so busy, you know, going through some old things that I had. What else were we doing? Oh yeah, I just like talked to my nanny for a little bit. Gave my cousin a hoodie that didn't fit me. Like I had this new look. It was like a plain grey new look hoodie that I just wore like as a hoodie. I don't know what more to say about that. But it doesn't fit me anymore because I am not a skinny mini anymore. I'm a chunky ass monkey, which is very depressing, to be honest with you. So yeah, I just gave that to her, and then I had a little like handbag that I wanted to give to my nanny. She doesn't have little handbags, so I gave her that. And then what else? So I just talked, had a cup of tea, went up into the loft, did some things, reminisced about a few things that I had, well, my mum has of mine in the loft, like my first pair of shoes, things like that. Very, very cute, very cute. Problem is, when you go things like that, it's like when a kid's tidying their bedroom and then finds a toy that they haven't played around with for 10 years, and then they start playing with that toy and the rest of the bedroom has not been cleaned. It's kind of like that. And then before you know it, you know, time gets away, and it was 6 o'clock, and I was like, damn, it's 6 o'clock. I need to go home and cook Jake and I some dinner, or start, you know, we normally cook dinner together, but sometimes I'll cook it. Normally I'll cook it, but that's fine. And yeah, so that's the situation. I feel really weird about vlogging now. Like I said this before, and literally 2 seconds ago I said this before about vlogging. I feel really weird, like I don't know why, but I just do. I bought some stuff off of Topshop, and I mean, like, I want to show it to you, but then equally I'll be showing you the new beauty space, and I don't really want to do that right now because I want to do like a whole room tour of it, because I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of it, and I want to do that. I also have to film a little bit more content for the room transformation, because I've done like a whole room transformation video, and I think I want it to be like have you ever seen Mr. Kate? If you like home decor renovation style stuff, you will love Mr. Kate on YouTube. They do like home renovations, like flip rooms for like £300 or so, dollars, things like that, and they like do what's aesthetics. I think I've talked about Mr. Kate before. I really like it. It's very much in the realm of Netflix's The Home Edit, very much in that realm. Really enjoy the content. They're very bubbly. It's like watching TV on YouTube for free. Friggin' love YouTube. Free content, okay? That's why I love creating content as well. I'm providing others entertainment, even if it's just a few of you, for free. For free. So yeah, so I've been watching Mr. Kate and getting some tips. Like, I do find it quite helpful to get tips from home style channels. I think they make you think about things that you don't normally think about, like how to style shelves and things and plants and just things like that. And I definitely have like my own aesthetic, which is kind of like, if you were to put Urban Outfitters, like the rustic Urban Outfitters with the exposed woods, metal, ceramics, materials, my aesthetic. And may I say, it was my aesthetic before the bloody aesthetic became fashionable. I feel like now, like the whole Laura Lee, Kim K, I mean, I know they're two like completely different people, but like that aesthetic they're into right now, and I was like, god damn, that's been my aesthetic for years. But I could never really do that in my bedroom at my parents' house. Like I could never really live that full moment because the furniture wouldn't have fit that aesthetic, and it would have just looked old. And I feel like the aesthetic that I have in my mind, like that exposed wood, that like ceramic terracotta vibe, like orange has always, since a little child, been my favourite colour. And I love burnt orange, I love vibrant orange, I just love all oranges, and I just feel like it's such an underappreciated colour. I love it. And I also love like jewel tones, like blues. I love jewel tone blues, like greens, like deep forest greens, khaki greens. I love all colours. I love all colours that aren't primary colours, if that makes any sense. So yeah, anyway, I don't know, we're literally like not even talking about the story anymore, if there was one. But yeah, I've been doing that room up. I'm so proud of it. It's like 95% done, like I've said in like the clip before. But I don't want to do the Topshop try on until that room's done. So maybe I can just like film that in next week's vlog. Maybe I'll just do that, because I can still mention it but not ruin that video. I'm not sure. But anyway, I've been doing that like, whole room transformation, and I looked the other day of the clip I took before I even like touched the room, and it was like full of like junk basically. It was full of junk, like an exercise ball and just stuff, like literally just stuff. And I looked at that video and I was like, wow, I have transformed this room and it's beautiful. This guy knows I want to get over, so he won't like let it off. There we go. I feel like I've really transformed that room, and I'm so proud of it. It's so me. I feel like it captures me. Like some high gloss white furniture. I love glossy white furniture, but then equally I love that to be paired with wood. Like I'm really weird in my aesthetic. I'm so eclectic in my style. I'm eclectic in every way, I think. Like I love all hairstyles, I love all music, I love all colours. I mean, I do have like my favourite tones, but I love all styles in some way or another. You know, I love the high modern flush thing. I love that. But then I equally like that to be paired with more rustic things. I love a vintage look. I just love all styles. So it's very difficult for me to have a room that looks succinct. Is that the right word? Like it all goes. It's very difficult for me to do that. And because I am quite a creative person, I do sometimes tend to let loose a little bit erratically. So I've been really trying to make this room look whole, look like one thing. And I've tried really hard to do that. So I think I've achieved that. I've like got some cool things going on. And I will show that to you at some point. I'm going to go home, we're going to cook pinwheels and potatoes and some veg. That's what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. Pinwheels, if you don't know, I mean, I get these from the butchers, so I'm not sure if you can buy them commercially. And in the butchers they do pinwheels, which is like seasoned mince, beef mince, seasoned beef mince. Kind of, it's not like mince, it's not like granular mince, it's just like meat. It's like granular seasoned beef in a swirly pattern with puff pastry. I'll show it to you, they're sensational. But I'm nearly home, so I will show you that in a minute. 11 o'clock. Let me just turn down the TV. It is 11 o'clock in the morning, Saturday. It's fine Saturday. I didn't really vlog much last night just because I cooked dinner, we ate dinner, we watched Borat 2, which was so good. It was so good. Sorry for my appearance, I've not got many makeup on. Jake is currently at football. He's probably going to be back in the next hour, I presume. But I have quite a lot of like washing to do. I need to do the hoovering, I need to do quite a lot of housework. So I thought I could just film that and I could take you with me, just like the little bits that I'm doing throughout my day. Obviously, vlogging is going to be so much more different now. Well, I don't know if it'll be more different, but I just feel like it'd be more home life now. Was it that before? I don't know. Like, I feel like when I was living at home, I was going back and forth between Jake's and my parents. So it was like, I could chat in the car with you more. You know, I could do more things. Whereas now it's like every Friday I'm seeing my parents. So it's probably going to be what you see every Friday. And then me at home doing housework and getting on with stuff. My hair's a mess. I just look like a bloody mess. I've got like redness where I just touched my face. Go me. I also want to carve this pumpkin. I've got this lovely pumpkin here. I cannot wait to carve it, so that's something I want to do today. But that's going to be like my little treat after I've done all the rest of the housework. So yeah, I've got a crap ton of ironing to do. Well, actually it's not a lot. I've got some ironing to do, a new wash load to put on, lots of laundry to do. I need to put the hoover around because there's like, basically, I don't know if I said this or not yesterday, but Jake got a new TV for the main room. I could show it to you, I suppose. Hang on. It's just this TV here. It's very nice. It's an OLED one. This is the one he wanted, so this is the one he got. So that came yesterday, and you know when you unpack a package and there's like little polystyrene, like tiny fragments of bits and just like cardboard and just, there's like little bits all over the floor, and it's not like it's dirty, it's just like bits of polystyrene everywhere. So I need to put the hoover around and tidy all of that up. The coffee table is just like a disaster zone at the moment. We treat our coffee table pretty badly. It's only an IKEA, like, you know, the £5 ones that you literally screw on the legs. It's not exactly an expensive one. But we use it as our dumping ground. We literally just dump everything on there, like Jake's sports tape, my empty bottle, my like SD cards for editing. We've got like an empty film case there, some wipes, anti-backs, more tape, pair of scissors, a food clip, coasters scattered around. Like, it's just, we use it as our drop zone, unfortunately. So every now and again I need to go over it and just tidy it all up. So anyway, enough of me chatting. I actually haven't had anything to eat or drink today because, I'm not gonna lie, I woke up at 10:15. I did set an alarm. I set an alarm for 9:30. Because it's the weekend, so I was kind of like, it'll be fine. I don't need much more than, you know, I don't need to wake up earlier than 9:30. And then I kind of was sitting on my bed for, well, our bed, for about an hour, scrolling through my phone. Didn't realise it was an hour. I looked at the time and I was like, gosh dang it, it's 10:30. And now it's 11, so time flies when you're doing nothing. And Jake will be home soon. And I've done nothing, so time to do the laundry. Whoop whoop. Okay, I know this is like the most unflattering, weirdest angle you've probably ever seen, but I'm going to just talk you through what I'm returning to Topshop, because I did a Topshop order, and I think I told you yesterday that I didn't really want to show you it all, and I was gonna do it next weekend when I've got like more space and stuff like that. But I have actually got a few things that I do want to return. I have tried them all on, and I just, you know, they don't quite fit or things like that. And I thought I'd just show you those bits that I'm returning and just like why I'm returning them. So the first thing is this like corduroy jacket. I absolutely love it. However, I've got a black denim jacket that is quite, I mean, it's exactly the same cut, same style buttons, same pocket style, not the same like hemmed edge, but I just feel like they're quite similar and I don't need it. Like, they wear quite similar. They're not like identical, obviously, they're two different materials, but they're a little bit too similar for me to justify having both. And obviously I've got my black denim one, but they did have like this khaki, brown, green, a light brown colour. They had that in the corduroy, so I think I might get that colour instead. I've got that on my wish list at the moment, so I'm going to take this back, but with the intentions of getting the other colour. I also got these peach joggers, which I actually really liked. Jake hated the colour of the, oh my god, and he fell over. Jake hated the colour of these, which I can't understand. Like, I feel like they are a bit of a love it or hate it colour, but they're like these salmony pink kind of neon pastel, and they've got like these cute bungee cord ties here. I mean, as you can see, I live in trackies at the moment, which is not good because I don't notice how fat I'm getting, which is quite depressing. But they're this sort of colour, and then the pockets go down like this, which I thought was quite cool. It's like a little bit different. But the problem is that I love them, but the bum area, my pants, you can see like right through them. They're a bit thin, so I don't really want clothes that I can see my pants through them. And I wasn't exactly wearing black pants, I was wearing like light sky blue pants, so just so you all know. So I'm gonna have to return these because no thank you. The next thing that I got were these trousers, and I thought these would be great for work. I've recently been going through all of my work trousers that I have, and a lot of them I have just gained far too much weight to put on, which it's actually really hard for me to accept. Like, I know this is really, okay, this is like really stupid, but you know when an anorexic person sees a fat person in the mirror? I feel like I'm the opposite of that. Like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, I've got a little bit of weight to lose, it's fine, it's fine. And then when I see other people, like we watched this programme last night and the girl was like, oh yeah, I'm a size 14. Now, I'm not doing wrong, there's nothing wrong. Like, if you're happy, right? Okay, I'm just talking about me, like my personal thing. And this girl was like, all confident, she's like, yeah, I'm a size 14. And I was like, I'm a size 14. And I said to Jake, I was like, is that what I look like? And there was no comment. And I was like, I'm not happy with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, like, girl, you're cool. But I'm not happy with that. I would prefer to lose some weight. I want to get back down to a 12 if I can. I just feel like not happy with this whole back fat area, like here, my midsection. I'm just not happy with it. I've also bought a hula hoop. I don't know where I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to have to like hula hoop here. But I'm feeling like maybe that could be something I could watch YouTube for like half an hour and do half an hour hula hooping every single day. Because I don't have to leave the house. I can literally just hula hoop and stand here hula hooping. And at least, I don't know if that's a thing, but I hate running. I hate exercise. I eat healthy, so my diet shouldn't be the reason I'm getting fat. The reason I'm getting fat is because I don't move at all. So yeah, quick short story. I'm expecting an Amazon delivery for hula hoop today. But anyway, that was a very long story for these trousers. Bought these trousers, they're kind of like this flare situation. They're just plain black. They've got like this beautiful piping down the front. Can you see that? Like the front of the trouser has this lovely like seam. It's not really piping, it's like a seam but made to look like piping. But these were way too tight on my upper thigh. So they were fine here, they were so tight right here. And that is where I carried most of my weight. So these have to go back because they don't fit my fat ass body. And then finally we have this coat, which I'm taking back, and I think I'm going to downsize in it because I just feel like this is a little bit too big. This is a size 14. I'm typically a size 12 and a 14 on bottom, but I normally get a size up in coats because sometimes I find them to be too tight. And you know when you do this, like you go to hug yourself and it's like stretching along the back. I hate that. I don't want to be doing this. I want to have full movement in a coat, which this does give me, to be fair. I feel like you're seeing more of the ceiling than me. So you can see it like cuts off. What an outfit. What an outfit. You can see it like cuts off just above my knee, so my knee's here. You can see it just cuts off above the knee. I really like it. It's like, I feel like it's very autumnal. It's quite like the sort of coat that I would wear to dinner, but like nothing fancy, you know? Like just going out, wanting to look nice, but it's not like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I've got my Gore-Tex jacket that I wear all the time, just like my usual jacket that I wear, like my coat. But sometimes you just want something a bit more fancier, you know? Going round to the girls for the evening or something, you just want to look a little bit nicer, and I feel like this was nice without being too long and too elegant. But I just think it's a bit too big. I just think it looks a bit like I'm wearing my dad's coat. I just think I need to size down a bit, just a little bit, just so it's not so like, I don't know, it just feels a little bit big everywhere. So I'm going to see if I can wait for another student discount, even if it's 15% off. I've got this on my wish list because this is a £60 coat, and I don't really want to pay £60 for it, but with student discount it worked out to be like 45, so I mean I quite happily paid 45. I feel like this is like nice coat for £45, but I don't need another coat for 60 quid, that's for sure. But this is going to go back on a basis that I just think it's too large, and yeah, I'm going to pack these things up. My Topshop order, let's not pack up my thing because that would be a devastating thing to happen. I feel like all these carrier bags, I look so gross today. I look so gross every day. I just want to lose weight, and I feel like I'm too lazy to do it. Like I want to do it, but I'm too lazy. I'm not too lazy, I have no motivation. I have no motivation. It's not that I don't enjoy it. Like if someone said to me, do you want to come swimming with me this afternoon? I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go. But I have no motivation to do it myself. I have no motivation. I don't like running. I don't like walking. I love cycling. I don't have a bike. I don't like the gym, but if someone was like, do you want to go to the gym with me? I'd be like, yeah, sure. Do I want to go every day? No. If someone was like, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. Like if someone was trying to motivate me, I feel more demotivated. But if someone was trying to do it for them, and they were like, will you come with me? I'd be like, of course I will. I think I'm not very good at like treating myself very well. I'm not like treating myself like money wise. I don't think I'm very good at having my body as a temple, which is not good. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's pack up these Topshop bits so I can send them off to the post office tomorrow. Why do I never separate out the bags properly? I feel like now I've got to try and work out what went in what bag via that stupid little code. Does anyone else do that, or does everyone else just shove it back in the bags? Because I'm always so respectful of like the bags. Like I'm always like, oh, this is this code, this item will go back in this bag. Or do some people just throw them in bags? I don't know what the code is, but I want them to basically just process my transaction seamlessly, so I just try and do everything I can to make it as obvious as possible that that is what I'm returning. Washing. Time to do the washing. So, what an interesting vlog! I'm trying out these new colour and dirt collectors. It says long lasting colour protection for your laundry. It's by Dr. Beckman, these ones here. If you've tried these, can you tell me? I was looking for a good colour catcher and I just saw these in the shop and they were like £1.20 or something like quite cheap. And it's supposed to like, hang on, let me stand up. It's supposed to separate the like colour and dirt, not separate the colour, but like not bleed the colours and collect dirt. And because Jake does a lot of sports, I do find that some things, like his working out gear isn't always, it's clean, but I always feel like it could get a bit of stain remover out of it. So I'm going to have a see if I can use this. It says you can mix washes with confidence, and I've got some whites in there, so I'm going to just see what it ends up like. It says it's easy to separate your wash into whites and colours, but what do you do with multicoloured clothes with patterns and stripes and mix load containing different colours? Da, 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 da. Fill your washing machine with laundry, add detergent as recommended, place 1 to 2 sheets in the back of your washing machine depending on the colour intensity of your clothes. Start the desired washing cycle and simply remove the sheet at the end of the wash to throw away. That seems like a bit of a waste to throw it away. So maybe this isn't as eco-friendly as I'd like it to be. So if there's another solution for this, can you please tell me that if it's a bit more eco-friendly, because I'd love to pick that up. And that's it. That, whoa, brightness. Now that washing's on, that's it. I need to put the hoover around now. Ugh. Before any more jobs carry on, I need a cup of tea pronto. My morning brew. It's not really the morning anymore, is it? It's 12:10. Oof, patchy wall syndrome. I'll just turn my head a little bit. Yeah, 12:10. I feel like I've got quite a few things done. I've got a few more things to do, but I need sustenance before anything else, so tea time. Got myself an apple and a cup of tea. Oh my god, I have looked better, folks. I have looked better. I'm going to watch Great British Bake Off. I haven't seen it this week, so I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna watch that, eat my apple, drink my cup of tea, and then get back to the work. Hello you guys, it is 5 o'clock. I'm looking a bit like a mess at the moment, but I thought I would just start dinner. We're going to have stew. I've got my swede, all my veg ready to all chop up. I've also got YouTube playing, like I'm editing at the same time, like listening back over my video whilst I'm doing this. So I'm going to just prep dinner. Jake's on the sofa listening to a podcast, and that's about it. I'm feeling really tired, so yeah, I'm just gonna crack on with dinner so I can get it stewing for tonight. Your face.
Oh, can you see me?
No, it's okay because I'll be standing here. Hello. Hey Jake. Ding 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 ding. See, when you annoy me I can just do this. Squish. Okay guys, I'm making beef and vegetable stew. Last week or the week before, I can't remember if it was last week or not, we had chicken stew and I cook that slightly differently. I cook it with slightly different veg. Beef stew is, I'd say, so much easier in the sense of you can't go wrong with beef stew. I feel like every veg kind of goes with beef and it's just easier to do, whereas chicken I feel like it requires a bit more gentle, like it needs more gentle vegetables. Like your potatoes and carrots are really like the only hard vegetables that I think go with a chicken stew. I might be completely wrong, that's just how I feel. But this is the big old pot that we'll be using for this. Bearing in mind it's just two of us, I'll be cooking up a lot of stew because you can't do stew for two. Stew. You can't do stew for two. So I'm cooking it up in this massive crock pot thing. I tried to do it in our slow cooker. We have like a little baby slow cooker and it was just like too much. So I'm going back to the old traditional big old pot. And if you don't enjoy cutting up meat, especially beef, like I feel like chicken, like you can easily just cut it up into whatever style you want. Hello, you can see half my face. But things like beef can sometimes be a bit difficult to cut up depending on what cut you get. But you can actually ask your butcher, your local butcher, like if you buy your meat from there, they will just like cut it all up for you if you ask for it, especially, I mean, depending on which one you go to, but the one we get our meat from would like cut up all the meat for you. But anyway, I'm just basically gonna cook this off. So yeah, turn on the gas, cooking it off, and then I'll come back to it. Yes, I did just nearly set my hair on fire. Okay, so now that the meat is kind of cooked, I mean, the thing is, the great thing with beef is that it's not like chicken. You won't get sick from raw beef as you would from raw chicken. So I mean, it will continue to cook anyway. So I've just like cooked it off. I don't know if you can just about see that. I also put some water in because I didn't want to sear. I didn't want to sear the beef at all. So I've got that with a tiny bit of water just to keep it from going dry. I then have like, it's like art attack, what I prepared earlier. I have 2 red onions in here and I cut them like this. I mean, I'm no chef. I'm just doing this from home cooking, but I've cut them, I'd say like 1/2 centimetre maybe, yeah, about 1/2 centimetre. And because I've got red onion here, I've got 2 small red onions. You can use a white onion, but I have only got like 1 white onion left, and I want to save that for the rest of the week because I've got other recipes in mind. So yeah, I've got 2 baby red onions in here and 3 sticks of celery. I like to put my onion and my celery in together because they've kind of got the same consistency, and what I like about putting them in together is I find that it doesn't burn the onion, because the onion doesn't it doesn't fry because it's got more water content, but because we've already got water in here anyway, it doesn't really matter. But they're kind of the same consistency, they break down at the same time, so I like putting them in together. So yeah, so far I've got the pound of beef, I don't know what that is in grams, 500 grams, a pound of beef, 3 celery sticks and 2 small onions. If you wanted to convert this, you could just do 1 big white onion. It doesn't really matter how many celery sticks you do, but at least 2, I'd say, at least 2. I do, the rule of thumb I kind of do is 1 celery stick per person, because it like melts down, if that makes any sense. But anyway, this all goes in. And then I just like to break all of that onion apart so it's all divided into little tiny sections. You can't really see what I'm doing. So here we go, this is better view. I'm just kind of breaking all of this apart and really stirring it in like this, and I really chop my celery fine. Like you can see, I really chop it into small pieces, so I kind of cut it one way and then I just go randomly and dice it, because I don't want bigger chunks than this. And yeah, just basically mulch that all in. And as you can see, I haven't got a ton of water in there. Whoa, I haven't got a ton of water in there. Hang on, can I do this properly? It's like a little bit, but not tons. You can see that it's just enough, like I said, to kind of keep everything nice and juicy, because I like that. I don't want dry meat. So I leave that, and at this point I'll probably put some herbs and spices and my salt in. So you want to be quite what's it called, generous with the salt. And that's probably the only bad thing about stew, well for me anyway. I put a lot of salt in because we're going to add so much liquid to it, and because the vegetables that we're adding will have so much water content, I find that it does dilute the flavours of it. So I just like to make sure that my #1 seasoning is salt, just to make sure we've got the flavour. But the good thing with stew is once that beef is cooked, so like once the meat is cooked, you can be tasting this the whole way through to balance your seasoning, and that is a great thing. Not all recipes you can do that. I'll also put in some mixed herbs. This is just thyme, marjoram, oregano, sorry, parsley, oregano. Oregano. That's what I called Kanye West. Oh, that Kane West fellow. When I'm reading, I don't like pronounce. Anyway, oregano. Shut up. Oregano, parsley, sage, and basil. To be honest, like mixed herbs is just like mixed herbs. I don't know if this is Italian or whatever, but mixed herbs.
Another bit of oregano.
Oh, shut up, my oregano. God's sake. So I just do like a big heavy coating of this. Not too much, but just enough to look like something substantial. And some ground pepper. I don't like to use rock salt, so here I've got like rock salt to grind. I prefer to use table salt just because I find it's got a finer consistency and it's not so rich. It just gently seasons and you can add it slowly. Rock salt I do find a little bit too rich, but it's great for obviously seasoning on top of your stew to serve if you want that. But yeah, just heavy grinding of pepper. And also I sometimes, okay, so this is like, you could total preference. Sometimes you can put garlic in these things, and I would normally put garlic in when I put the onions and the celery in. I really can't be asked, if I want to be really honest with you, to chop up a garlic because I forgot, but I have garlic granules, or garlic salt you could call it. I think it's just, is it garlic salt? This is garlic salt. Garlic granules, garlic salt. I think it's exactly the same thing. I like top up all of my cute little canisters. So I've got my herbs and spices here, but I would probably just go for like a capful of garlic salt. It's not like normal salt. It's just like reduced. Do you know what? I'm not even too sure what it is. It's just basically garlic in a granule with salt. So all of that goes in, about a capful, which is about a level tablespoon. And the good thing about garlic salt or garlic granules is if you want that flavour, I mean, we are lovers of garlic in this house, especially me. You can add that instead of normal salt, but sometimes I find the combination of the both, especially early on, really gets into the meat and stops it tasting so dull, but it's very, very nice. So as you can see, this is what it looks like at the moment. It's been literally only going for about 5 minutes now, but I will just let this kind of boil off. I probably will just probably just leave the heat like this, and leave this for like another 5 minutes and just stir every now and again. Just stand in the kitchen on my phone or something and just keep stirring. I want these onions to go soft before I put anything else in. I kind of want them to go not translucent but just soft, and I want the celery to do the exact same thing. I'm not frying these onions off. I want you to be able to pick them up in the meal, and the same with the celery. I want it just to be nice and translucent, so I'm going to just leave that to cook off for a bit. Whilst your like beef onion mixture is kind of cooking, you can hear it simmering in the background. I've also got the kettle going. I've put 4 or 5 teaspoons of vegetable gravy granules, just, you know, the gravy granules that we all see and know and love. I've chosen the vegetable ones because I find they just go nicely with this. You can use any. If you're going to use meat ones, I would probably pair up, like if you're having beef, have beef, if you're having chicken, have chicken. But vegetable is, I always find more of a flavoursome gravy. But yeah, I've got the kettle boiling, so I think I've done 4 or 5 teaspoons just because I want to do a whole litre. I don't want this to be really thick, this gravy. I kind of want it to be a little bit watery, just like that. And then stir it. I would prefer stirring it with a fork. Okay, so that's all stirred up. You can see that it's not thick at all. It's quite watery, but it's obviously thicker than water. So you can put water in your stew, your stock pot when you're doing it. I just find doing the gravy, it stops me having to put any OXO cubes in or anything like that, or like just, yeah, stock cubes. And it shortcuts that and it adds the water in, and I just find it creates a more thicker stew rather than a really watery stew. It's completely up to you, but it's just what I like to do. Again, this has got more salt in, so like I said, the only bad thing about stew is it does have quite a high salt content because of the seasoning. But if you're happy with a blunder stew, like just more of a raw vegetable feel, go ahead, but it's just what I like to do. So this is what it's looking like now. So as you can see, like, you know that all that juice we had earlier, it's completely evaporated, or it's been like soaked up by the meat. The onion and the celery is now at the point where it's not so hard. It's just nice and, well, not translucent quite yet, but I'm happy enough at this point just to whack all the rest of the vegetables in. So firstly, what I will do is I will put that gravy that we did. This is really hard to film. I put the gravy in here, and then I will get to the other veggies that I've done. So I've got one massive leek. I love a leek. I always find leeks are really great to put in any stew. So if you like leek, that is. I feel like it just melts down. It drops a little bit. Really, really nicely. It kind of goes into a mulch. It creates a really nice consistency, and it will go in a veg stew, chicken stew, beef stew, you name it. Leek is just a good one to add, especially in a chicken stew. I really like it in a chicken stew. So yeah, all my leek goes in. I mean, there's some straggling bits here, but I just wanted to show you the different types of veg I have. So one full leek. This was a mammoth leek as well. So you don't have to have it as big as I had it, but I've also got a full courgette in here, or the Americans call it a zucchini, and it's just one full courgette. I slice it down the middle, you saw me cut it up, and then I've got it in these like half, I'd say 1 centimetre thick. This is a softer vegetable and does have more water content, so this will go down to practically nothing. It will practically be left with just like the skin and a bit of flesh, and I just find, like, again, it's nice to just bulk the stew out, not make it so carby, getting those greens in. And it's just like a nice seasonal veg. This, I'd say, probably goes better with a beef stew, but we actually had it in our chicken stew the other week as well, and it was very, very nice. It just melts down nicely. I like courgette or zucchini, whatever you call it. I really like it, so it all goes in, and it was only one little courgette, so there's not enough for it to really have a massive impact on the stew as such, but there you go. I've then got 4 carrots, 4 medium-sized carrots. Again, 1 centimetre thick. I don't like my carrots to fall apart when I have a stew. I like to have them in some, like a carrot form. I have 4 in here. You could go absolutely ham and have more, but I find that this ratio is absolutely fine. Yeah, 4 to 6 carrots I'd say in this sort of ratio. I could have done another one, but I didn't have another one, so that's all we've got at the moment. Okay, there's a few more carrots in here as stragglers, but I'm going to have to just dump the whole lot in a minute. But the next item we have in here, you'd think it's potato, but it's not. It's swede or turnip. I don't know. Is swede and a turnip the same thing, Jake? It is, isn't it? It is. I swear swede, like some people call swede a turnip, and it freaks me out because I call this a swede. But swede and turnips, I think, are the same thing, I think. But this is a swede. And you can kind of cut this as roughly as you like. I'd say I'd cut my swede. Oh God, I'm turning things up. I cut my swede probably in between. So this is my potato. I cut my swede half the size of a potato, but double the size of a carrot. I know this sounds so stupid in terms of ratio, but I find that the potato doesn't have as much water content as the swede. The swede will mulch down, but the carrot I want to have the same kind of, not crunchiness, but like a firm consistency. Huh? Oh, a swede is a type of turnip. Thank you, Jake, for the knowledge there. So yeah, I've got a whole swede slash turnip in here. This will mulch down to literally next to nothing. It's like practically like spinach. You know when you cook spinach and then it's like a massive bush to this tiny little like seaweed thing. This will mulch down to next to nothing. So all of that goes in. And yeah, you saw me have so much difficulty cutting that. It was really difficult. The problem is with swedes or turnips, whatever you would call them, I don't know, they come in and out of season, and if you get one like that's not fully in season, I find that they can be a bit woody. If you eat a lot of swedes, you'll know exactly what I mean, but they're like woody and stringy in texture. You kind of want to get a swede that's in season. That would probably be the best in a stew. If you put a woody, I call it woody, but I don't know if that's like the actual term for it. But if you get one that's out of season, it can really ruin the stew and make it quite like woody. Like chipboard. Like, I can't explain it very well, but yeah, make sure you eat your seasonal veg because it's the best for you, and it's always the best tasting seasonal veg. And last but not least, by no means least, we have potatoes. I actually don't know how many potatoes I did here, like six potatoes? I'm not sure. Basically, I'd say the same amount of potatoes as I had volume of swede. That's kind of what I was going for. I kind of like to cut them all roughly the same size. It doesn't matter too much if they're that different. This one I'll probably be doing with chopped in half again. Actually, that's probably the only one that needs to be chopped in half. But I like to do them mouthful sized, so you can get a whole potato in your mouth. So this one might be a bit big. It might fit in my mouth, but that's because I've got a big gob. So yes, this all goes in. I'll cut these two up again, and that goes in like that. So now obviously the stew is like up to the brim. I will like to just dust this with, so when I dust I mean literally just a tiny bit, just a dusting. And I will get my Pyrex jug again and fill it with some more hot water, just plain water. I've already got like gravy in there, but I want to be able to see the liquid a little bit. I can't see any liquid at the moment. This will mulch down and will create more liquid, so I don't want to put in up to the top, but I'll show you in a second. Okay, so this is our stew. I've got some just boiling water in here, and I want to get to the point where I can see the water, but not have the water to the top. So keep going little by little. I think that actually might be fine. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see the water there, look. Can you see that? Just coming through. I've actually put a little bit too much in because I couldn't see it, but you don't want the water to the very top, otherwise you're just going to have so much liquid everywhere, it's going to be ridiculous. But a lot of this has such high water content. Actually, I have put way too much water in at the moment. I can see it a bit too high up here. You can see it there, look. So it's a bit too high, but it'll be fine. I can just boil off the rest of the water later in the process. But for now, this is all we do. And I'm going to leave this for, oh my god, look how bad my manicure is. Disgusting. I'm going to leave this for about 15 minutes. Give it a stir perhaps. Come back another 15. Yeah, about that time. I'm not very good with measurements and times. I kind of just Jamie Oliver it. I just fling things in and hope for the best. So yeah, I'd leave this for about 10-15 minutes, and I'll come back and check on it and just give it a stir. and pop it back on. You'll probably notice a difference, hopefully you will. It'll like sunk down a bit because of the swede and the carrot, everything would have just mulched down. Okay, 15 minutes later, can you see what is occurring? I have left the lid on, which means the water wasn't going to escape. You can see all of these bubbles. That's obviously the steam hitting the top of the glass container and falling back down again. So I've kept a lot of the moisture in here. So let me take this off and hopefully not make a complete mess doing this one-handed. Making those beautiful sounds. Hopefully I can try and turn it. Never stir, oh, it can make a mess, but just gently fold. I want these potatoes to get down to the bottom now. Turning everything around. Oh, see what I mean about the mulch? It like starts to fall apart like this. And all of this mulchy stuff in the middle of the courgette will create a thicker consistency, and you'll be left with, I mean, even less of this, but like a crescent shape. And it just, yeah, it really helps the stew. And this is the leek. You can see the leeks falling apart as well. Lovely. Okay, so when you've stirred it all up, so now you can see it's all mixed up now. I want to let this continue to boil because these potatoes and swede is just nowhere near cooked at the moment. You can see it's going yellowy, the swede, and that means it's like warm but not cooked. I'm going to pop the lid back on. Obviously you can see the water content, the water volume, sorry, is much higher. Leave it at this height, and then when it's like all cooked and ready, you can take the lid off to let it sort of bubble down and become thicker in consistency. But for now I'm just going to let this all cook. I can season it a bit more if I need to. I don't think I will because I have added what I would usually class as the right amount of seasoning, you know, salt wise and everything like that. This is going to continue to boil for maybe another 15 minutes. I'll give it another stir. You can do dumplings. I'm not very good at dumplings, but the one thing I do know about them is when you do them, pluck them rather than scrunching them. So when you pluck a dumpling, so when you make it with the suet, the flour and water, I think it is, or just, yeah, suet, flour and water. I don't have any suet with me, but anyway, when you make them, pluck them and don't squidge them and manhandle them too much. The more you pluck and just kind of squidge and then put in the stew, the fluffier they will be, the juicier they'll be, the nicer they'll be. If you squidge, they'll turn into just like dough balls that just have not cooked at all. So yeah, top tip of dumplings, if you do them, pluck, don't scrunch. And there we go, 15 minutes for this to be done. Okay, I've just taken the lid off. This has been boiling with the lid on for about 30 minutes now, maybe a little bit longer. I'd say like 30 minutes and 15 in like a stir in between those 30 minutes. As you can see, there's still quite a lot of water content left in this, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just prod all these potatoes down so I know that they're going to be thoroughly cooked, and leave this to bubble for maybe another 10 minutes just to reduce some of the water content. If you want to just double check things are cooked, I normally just take the fork that I was stirring the gravy with and just stab. Like, the swede is a little bit hard, but like it's you can pick it up with a fork really easily, so it means it's cooked. It's not going to be so hard that you can't pick it up with like your spoon and stuff. Like, those carrots are perfect. Let's find a potato. Yeah, potato straight through. If your fork is going to go straight through it, it's like pretty much cooked. So yeah, that's fine. At this point I'm probably going to just get a little spoon and taste what the broth, the spit tastes like. See if I need to put any more seasoning or anything like that in, garlic, salt or anything like that. But I'm going to let this simmer down, bubble like this, for another 10 minutes to, as you can see, let the steam rise, let it reduce, let it taste tasty. So just take a little bit. Ooh, not to ring my own bell, but that tastes so good. And this is the final result of the stew. I like to have some bread with it because I'm a carb mofo. We've got so much more stew in here. Hang on, let me see if I can strategically lift it. Look how much is still in there, you guys. Like literally half a pot. So even if Jake doesn't want this through the week, like for another dinner, I can have this for lunches during the week. It's fine. Look at the state of the hob now. It's disgusting. I can't wait to tuck into this. I'm excited. You can also butter the bread as well, which is nice, but you know, I'm a chunky monkey that does really not need the butter. Good morning, it's a Sunday morning, but actually it is 11:20, I think. I've been out for about an hour and a bit, an hour and a half. I probably woke up at about 9:30, then stayed in bed till about 10:15. I just felt a bit gross this morning. Let me put you up here. I just felt a little bit gross this morning. I still feel a little bit gross in my throat. I know you're probably thinking, oh my god, COVID. I think genuinely it's just because, like, last night I felt really anxious and I was really fighting it, and I don't know why I was feeling anxious, I just really was. And I think that's like transpired into me not feeling very well. It happens all the time, like when I'm feeling anxious I'm like, oh my god, I'm not very well, but actually I'm fine. I look disgusting this morning. I put a face mask on, I've had it on for the past 20 minutes, I've just taken it off. It was like a seaweed one. Oh, look how red I look. Ugh. Reality, baby, reality. Oh my god, what the hell was that? It just flew against the window, it was like a massive hornet. Yeah, so Jake's gone to the gym. Can't relate. I ordered a hula hoop. Have I showed this to you yet? Oh, hang on a minute. I've got his jumper. I ordered a hula hoop. Oh, there we go. A big old hula hoop. This was like £15, maybe no, £12 off Amazon, and I'm thinking I can do 30 minutes of hula hooping every day watching YouTube, and that can be my exercise, because I hate exercise, but I reminisced about hula hooping and I actually quite like hula hooping. It's like a weighted one, so it's actually really difficult. You've got to really thrust and keep it going. So I'm hoping that can be like my new exercise thing, this hula hooping thing. If you can see our fort back there, there we go. Oh look, that packet of Angel Delight that needs eating. This fort over here is only happening, look at that, because I need to try and dry these sheets. Like, we've got bed sheets here and I'm trying to dry them, and we had the windows open to kind of like blow air into like our little mini fort. It's not a fort, I'm calling it a fort because it sounds fun to call it a fort. To kind of like get the air in there. Now I've closed the windows and it's kind of cold, so I've put the heating on for like a little bit just to kind of warm the lower parts as well, because those are right next to the radiator. So, oh, the joys of trying to the joys of trying to dry laundry in a flat, I tell you. When I didn't realise, like, I've always had an outdoor space. I've been very, very lucky and very blessed to have always had a garden from the dawn of time. What is going on? From any day that I can remember, I've always had an outdoor space in my family home where we take our laundry outside to be hung on the washing line. I look vile. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We've always had that outdoor space to dry laundry, and now being in a flat, like, drying pants and socks and a few t-shirts is fine, but when you want to dry linen and thick jumpers and things like jeans that take a while to dry, even outside, it's just so much of a process. It's so much process, and I'm so pernickety, is that the word? Like, so fussy over dry clothes, dry laundry. I hate musty smells. If you don't know what a musty smell is, you've probably got musty clothing. Like, I always find that when, like, Jake can't smell must. Like, he can't, unless he can't. Like, he can't smell a musty cloth. You know when you've got like a wet cloth on the kitchen countertop and you've not like let it dry over the tap and it just creates this must. It makes me want to die. It's such an awful smell. And he can't smell that, and I can. And I hate anything smelling even remotely like it hasn't been dried properly, especially clothes and linen, especially because I can't bleach those in, you know, with a cloth and stuff. I can bleach that in a 10-minute turnaround and make it smell nice again, but oh my god, I can't be doing with that. So I've got this like fort style thing going on. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry that I look so minging. I've got like this fort style thing going on for all of our clothes. As you can see, the sheet is trying to make a halicell, not halogen, it's like a halicell, you know, science, like, it's a halicell, I think, a halicell. Oh, my pumpkin. Okay, pumpkin. We're gonna carve pumpkins today. Halloween decoration we have is this little pot that a succulent came in one year from Jake, and now we've put a little tea light in there. That's the only decorations we have for Halloween. So I want to carve my pumpkin, or at least draw the pattern. I think I'm going to go for quite a classic pumpkin. I'm not going to go for anything artistic. One year I did a camper van and it was awesome. I'll see if I can put a picture up on the screen of one year I did my camper van. It was really, well, in my personal opinion, it was really, really cool. What else have I got to say? I want a cup of tea. I've got so much editing to do. And I want to ideally try and film a video today, if possible. Oh, I've also got a HelloFresh coming today as well. So that's a thing. My stew last night was so good. So much so that I kind of want to have some for lunch, but I'm not sure what Jake's doing for lunch because he's gone to the gym, so I want to just wait for him to come back. I need to paint my nails as well because they are grody. And I've got a little bit of washing up to do. Jake's done half of it, I'll do the other half. And that's about it, really. A few house jobs and a few jobs that I wanted to get done. So I'm gonna get a cup of tea first, and then I'm gonna liaise with myself, write a things to do list, which is my favourite thing to do. Writing lists and ticking them off is my favourite thing to do. I've got like this things to do list clipboard. I've got a few of them actually, and I bought them from Sainsbury's for like £5, but I think, sorry, I'm like giving you seasickness. I think I bought this for like £3.50 because it was on offer in Sainsbury's, something like that, or £4, something like that. But actually, at the time, I was like, £5 is so expensive for essentially a tiny clipboard and paper. I use it all the time. It's worth every single penny. I put all of my things to do. Sometimes I doodle on the back because on the back of each page, it's just plain white. So I use all of the paper. But I find that, especially writing all of my things to do, like, even if it's just, sorry, my throat is like going, even if it is literally things like, so here's my things to do list. Fold and pack away washing. I've done all these things. Put a new load on and put on the clothes horse. Done. I've got to do a Topshop return. Did that yesterday. Washing up. Half done. I won't take that off yet. Hoovering. Did yesterday. Pack away all my shoes. Did yesterday. The 2 bits for ironing. Did yesterday. Clear the coffee table. Still not done. Carve my pumpkin. Still not done. Still not done. Things like get the beef out the freezer and prep for the stew. It's things like that. I know that sounds so dumb, but like, even for dinner, like I knew I was going to do that at some point that evening because we were having that for dinner, but it's just like to remind myself, don't you start this at 7 o'clock this evening because you're not going to be having dinner until like 8:30. So things like that. Empty bins, empty the recycling bin, take back my parcel, unpack my Amazon order. Things just, I know it sounds silly, but breaking down my day into small little to-do lists, even if it's just wind up the wires or clear the clutter off the coffee table or pack away any clothes hanging around the place, like coats. We are quite a dumpy people. We're dumpy people, but like we do dump things around quite a lot. I'm trying not to be that person, but like when you get home and you take your jacket off, we're the sort of people that just like fling them on the side, and you know, like a pair of headphones that kind of just end up down the side of the sofa. So yeah, we're not messy people, but like we're not those people that use something and pack it away instantly, which I'm cool with. Like I like my house to be lived in, and it to look like a home, but then equally I do like it to be clean and tidy as well. So yeah, those are the sort of things that I have on my list. I usually, with my cup of tea, like in the morning, on the weekends, I'll kind of have this mind list in my mind of things that I want to do, and even if they are as simple as pack away the candles, or like, because we've got these candles that Jake's mum's given us and they are lovely, but the wick, like, it burns straight through and you get loads of this wax still left over, which is such a shame. But because I am an eco warrior and I refuse to throw anything that can still have a use away, I'm going to save up all the candles that have burnt right through and can't be burnt anymore, take all the wax out, which is really, really easy. If you follow my vlogs, I've done this like candle making before. Not candle making, but I've taken candles that can't be burnt anymore and made them into new ones with just a new wick. And I'm going to do that with those candles. So things like collecting up all the candles that can't be used anymore and doing that sort of thing is a job to do. You know, replacing the toilet rolls is a job to do. Just cleaning out the sink that we brush our teeth in and stuff like that. It's a job to do. It's not even a big job to do, and some people wouldn't put it on their list. But for me, if I put it on my list, I feel productive. And when I feel productive, I end up doing more. When I don't feel productive, I end up doing less. I don't know what that complex is. But yesterday I did so much. I did so much, but I felt so relaxed as well. Like, I didn't feel rushed. I just felt like I'd achieved. I felt good. So yeah, that's the situation. Oh gosh, my face. I think it's like maskne, like all along my lip line. I'm getting like tiny blackheady pimples, and here on my chin, and a little bit here. Not so much on my cheeks, but it's just like this area. This area, I'm getting like breakouts. It's not cute. So that's why I did my mask this morning. So yeah, I'm gonna make a cup of tea, write some more things on my to-do list that I want to get done today, and crack on with them. You guys, HelloFresh arrived. Very exciting. I've covered this up with our address on that bit, but HelloFresh arrived. Very, very excited. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's really weird. I haven't opened one of these in ages. Wait, there's no filling. Oh, there is filling. So we've got on the recipe caramelised onion sausages with oven baked tomato rice. That sounds nice, doesn't it, Jake? He's making a lot of rustling noises. Hang on, bear with. So I've got the caramelised onion sausages with oven baked tomato rice. It just looks like this. Looks very nice. What else do we have? We have the pork linguine with courgettes. Courgettes even? Courgettes, for God's sake. Courgettes. Cool, very nice. With a little bit of heat. Courgette, sorry. Very nice. Linguine is basically pasta and not spaghetti. And then Mexican beef enchiladas with roasted red pepper and wedges. Very lovely. I mean, all things I could probably do myself, but it's just nice to have a bit of inspiration with quick dinners. So these are all like 25, 35, and yeah, another 35 minutes. So all pretty quick dinners. So if you haven't had HelloFresh before, I feel like this is sponsored. You know when you see those sponsored videos like, this week's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. I promise it's not. I've paid full fucking price for this. Which one is this one? This is the caramelised onion sausages. This one is the number 2, pork linguine. We've got a little garlic in there, which means this one is the beef enchiladas. Got a little garlic, obviously we need that for one of the recipes. And in here, I think, is all the meat, I think. Stuff that needs to be kept cold. Yeah, so if it's going to focus, plus the camera. We've got beef mince in here, we've got a couple of ice packs, some sausages, and just hard cheese. Grated cheese Italian style. So I'm going to put all this, what's this? Oh, a little cheese block. How cute. What else? Sausages. Mince, is that? Mint? Oh no, wait, those are sausages, that's the mince. How fun, how exciting. Can't wait, can't wait. So I'm going to put all of this in the fridge, and we'll probably have these during the week. We also have quite a lot of produce in the fridge already to get through, but I did luckily obviously make that stew last night, which used up most of our very limp vegetables. Our potatoes are like going rooty. I'll show them to you in a minute, but yes, very exciting. Jake will laminate these for me. You're very good at that, aren't you? Laminating. So he'll laminate those for us, and we can add that to the collection. it is, what time is it? 7 o'clock, and we're doing the Hello Fresh, doing the pork linguine one. You probably can't see it back to front, but we're doing the pork linguine one. Jake's made a start on it. It looks really good. It currently is looking like this. Very yummy. I'll show you when we finished it, because at the moment it's just veg.